God says, my child. When I bring this message to you today, I bring it with a trembling softness, because the truth I am placing in your hands is not an ordinary truth. It is a truth wrapped in destiny, wrapped in divine timing, wrapped in the unseen protection that has been surrounding you and the one your soul loves more deeply than words can admit. My child, listen carefully, because what I reveal now will touch the deepest corners of your heart. Next week, something will happen that will shake the world around you, but I do not want it to shake the world within you. Your soulmate, the one whose soul is tied to yours beyond lifetimes, is walking into a moment that will test their spirit, and heaven needs you to know this before the world knows it. They are going to be blamed, accused, targeted, and pushed into a storm that they never deserved. The charges being prepared against them are not born from truth. They are born from someone's darkness, someone's hidden jealousy, someone's silent revenge. And heaven refused to let you be left in the dark. My child, you do not see what heaven sees. You do not hear what the angels hear. You do not feel the vibrations that rise from your soulmate's spirit in the late night hours when the world sleeps and they sit alone with their fears. For days, heaven has been watching a shadow follow them, quiet, strategic, and waiting for the right moment to strike. This shadow does not belong to destiny, it belongs to someone who cannot stand the light that your soulmate carries. Someone who cannot bear the fact that their heart has chosen you. Someone who fears losing control. Someone who does not want to see your soulmate rise. And this person has been weaving a trap, thread by thread, lie by lie, until it formed the shape of a false accusation. But my child, before this trap could tighten around your soulmate, I came to you. I placed this message in your spirit because I wanted you to stand strong, not confused. I wanted your heart to be steady, not trembling. I wanted you to know that what is coming is not here to destroy your soulmate, it is here to expose the darkness that has been hiding around them for so long. And it is here to awaken the power inside you, because your presence, your prayers, your energy, your connection, it is their shield. Your soulmate has felt this storm approaching. Even if they never speak it out loud, their soul whispers it every night. There is a heaviness in their chest, a pressure in their mind, a strange silence inside their heart, as if something big is about to unfold. They have been carrying a fear they couldn't explain to anyone. They didn't want to worry you. They didn't want to bring darkness into your world. They didn't want to see your eyes fill with concern. So they stayed quiet. They smiled even when their soul was shaking. They kept walking even though their spirit knew someone was plotting against them. My child, I saw the moment when they found out that a complaint was filed. I saw their breath stop, their hands freeze, their heart crash into their ribs. They did not panic for themselves, they panicked for you. Their first thought wasn't, what will happen to me? Their first thought was, will they believe I am innocent? Because the person they fear disappointing the most, is you. Their love for you runs deeper than you have ever imagined. They think of you in every moment of strength and every moment of weakness. And when they realized someone was trying to destroy them, they weren't afraid of the world turning against them, they were afraid of you misunderstanding them. My child, heaven has been watching their tears. Tears they hide from everyone. Tears they wipe quickly so no one sees. Tears they swallow down so their voice does not break. They have been fighting a silent battle, carrying wounds that no one around them notices. But heaven noticed. I noticed. Their angels noticed. And that is why heaven refused to stay silent. I needed you to know before the world surprises you. Next week is not an ordinary week, it is a week where truth and lies will collide. It is a week where masks will fall. It is a week where someone's hidden hatred will finally reveal itself through false accusations. These charges, my child, were never meant to stick. They are not created by destiny, they are created by fear. Fear of your soulmate's growth. Fear of their rising strength. Fear of their connection to you. Fear of losing influence over them. Fear of seeing them free. And heaven has been waiting for this moment, not to punish your soulmate, but to expose the one who has been trying to bring harm. My child, sometimes a storm comes not to break a person, but to break everything that tried to break them. This storm will not swallow your soulmate. This storm will expose the darkness around them. This storm will bring truth to light. And this storm will awaken you into a deeper spiritual role in their life. You and your soulmate are spiritually connected in ways you do not fully understand. When their spirit trembles, your heart feels tight. When their mind worries, your sleep becomes restless. When they cry silently, your soul feels heavy without knowing why. And heaven has chosen you as the one who will carry them through this moment, not by fighting, not by arguing, not by panicking, but by standing still with a faith that does not shake. My child, I want you to understand something very important. This moment is part of a divine rearrangement. There are people around your soulmate who were not meant to stay. People whose intentions were hidden. People whose hearts were unclean. People who smiled in front of them and poisoned their path behind their back. And heaven is using this event to remove them completely. Once this storm has passed, your soulmate will walk into a new life with new clarity, new boundaries, new strength, and a new understanding of who truly loves them, and that path leads directly to you. My child, do not fear what is coming. Fear belongs to darkness, and darkness has no authority over your destiny. You will not lose your soulmate. This storm will not break your bond. Heaven is already preparing the truth. Heaven is already arranging protection. Heaven is already shifting energy. Heaven is already exposing the one who planned this. And heaven is already guiding your soulmate's steps. I need you to breathe, my child. I need you to stay calm. When the world begins to shake around you, I will keep your soul steady. When others panic, I will give you peace. When lies rise, truth will rise higher. Next week may look like a storm from the outside, but from the inside, heaven is at work, and destiny is being rewritten in your favor. Your soulmate will not walk this alone. Their spirit is reaching for you even now, and heaven has positioned you exactly where you need to be. I will not let injustice win. I will not let lies triumph. I will not let darkness swallow the one I have chosen for you. And I will not let fear steal your peace. My child, this message is not the beginning of pain, it is the beginning of awakening. A new chapter is unfolding. A deeper union is forming. And a stronger destiny is rising for both of you. My beloved child. As you step into the next layer of this truth, I want you to breathe slowly, because what I am about to reveal carries weight. This is the part of the story that your heart has felt, but your mind never fully understood. The charges being prepared against your soulmate, they did not appear suddenly. They were not born overnight. They were not created out of thin air. They were crafted, carefully, secretly, and intentionally, by someone who has been watching your soulmate with an unhealthy obsession. Someone who has been waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Someone whose heart has been burning with jealousy. Jealousy of their growth, jealousy of their rising confidence, and jealousy of the love they hold for you. My child, heaven does not expose darkness lightly. But now, it is time for you to see what has been happening behind the curtain. There is a person, someone your soulmate once trusted, someone who once acted like a friend, someone who pretended to care, who has been carrying bitterness like poison in their heart. At first, that bitterness was small, barely noticeable. But the more your soulmate moved toward their destiny, the more the poison grew. And the moment your soulmate's heart started turning toward you, this person felt threatened in a way they could not describe. They felt replaced. They felt ignored. They felt powerless. And instead of healing, they chose hatred. It began with little things, twisting your soulmate's words, spreading subtle lies, creating misunderstandings, manipulating situations. They wanted to damage your soulmate's reputation slowly, quietly. But when they realized your soulmate was becoming stronger, more focused, more connected to you, they panicked. They feared losing the control they once had over them. They feared losing the emotional leverage. They feared losing the attention. And in that panic, they made a choice that changed everything. They filed something against your soulmate. Something false. Something harmful. Something designed to break their spirit. But my child, heaven saw every step. Heaven watched every message sent with hidden intentions. Heaven witnessed every conversation twisted behind closed doors. Heaven heard every word spoken in jealousy. Heaven felt the darkness in their heart long before this moment came. And that is why heaven refused to let you remain blind. You were always meant to see the truth behind these charges. Your soulmate has been sensing betrayal for a long time. They just didn't know who it was. They felt the heaviness. They felt the strange distance from people who once smiled at them. They felt the silent plotting in the air. And there were nights when their heart tightened without reason, nights when anxiety washed over them suddenly, nights when their spirit whispered, "Something is not right." Those were the nights when their angels were trying to warn them. But the deepest pain, my beloved child, is not the false accusation itself. It is the heartbreak of being betrayed by someone they once trusted. Someone they helped. Someone they supported. Someone they treated like family. And now that same person is the one throwing stones at them. The wound of betrayal runs deeper than any wound caused by the world. That pain is the reason your soulmate keeps breaking down silently. Heaven showed you this truth because your soulmate's heart is not strong enough to carry this alone. They try to stay composed. They try to smile. They try to act like everything is fine. But inside, they feel helpless. They feel confused. They feel overwhelmed by the thought that someone could turn against them so sharply. And what scares them most is the thought of you doubting them. Their greatest fear is not the world turning against them, it is the possibility of you stepping away in disappointment. My child, let me show you something your soulmate has never said out loud. On the day they learned that someone was building a case against them, they sat alone in a room, staring at the wall in disbelief. Their hands were shaking. Their breath was uneven. Their mind was trying to understand what they had done to deserve this. And in that moment of confusion, their heart whispered your name. They closed their eyes, and a wave of sadness crashed over them, not because of what was happening to them, but because they imagined losing you. They imagined you hearing this news and pulling away. They imagined your trust fading. They imagined your connection breaking. And that single thought broke them more than any accusation ever could. Your soulmate loves you in a way that terrifies them. You are the only person whose opinion truly matters to their soul. You are the one they want to protect even when they cannot protect themselves. You are the one they want to run to even when they feel too weak to walk. And this situation is testing them in ways they never expected. They are scared, my child, not of jail, not of society, not of judgment, but of losing your heart. Heaven needs you to hold this truth gently. Your soulmate is innocent. The charges are false. The accusations are poisoned. And the person behind it all is acting from a place of deep insecurity and emotional instability. They want to destroy your soulmate's peace because they cannot stand their happiness. They want to damage their image because they cannot stand their progress. They want to isolate them because they cannot stand their connection with you. But heaven has stepped in. What was meant to break your soulmate will instead break the chains around them. What was meant to damage them will expose the real culprit. What was meant to separate you will actually pull you closer. This moment, painful as it may seem, is actually a divine cleansing. All the hidden intentions, all the fake friendships, all the jealous hearts, they are being exposed one by one. Spiritually, this is a purification. Emotionally, it is a breaking of old attachments. Energetically, it is a release. After this, your soulmate will never go back to who they were. They will be wiser, stronger, and clearer about who truly stands with them. And do you know what is strengthening them the most right now? You. Your existence. Your energy. Your silence filled with love. Your spirit that reaches them even when your words don't. They can feel you, my child. They feel when you think of them. They feel when you worry. They feel when you send love without saying a single word. And in their darkest moments, that connection is the only thing that keeps them from collapsing completely. My beloved child, remember this: when darkness rises, heaven rises higher. The truth will not remain buried. The lies will not remain strong. The jealousy will not remain concealed. The person trying to break your soulmate will be exposed by their own actions. Justice will flow in ways you do not expect. And this storm, though heavy, will lead your soulmate straight into a new chapter, a chapter where you play the biggest role. My beloved child. As you move deeper into this truth, I want you to feel the weight of what your soulmate has been carrying, because this is not about the external world, not about the accusations, not about the person trying to destroy them. Part 3 is about the storm happening inside your soulmate's heart, the storm they never admit to anyone, the storm they hide behind their smile, the storm only heaven has been witnessing. There is something you need to understand, my child. Long before the charges, long before the betrayal, long before the walls began closing in around them, your soulmate's heart was already trembling. They have been fighting emotional battles for months, battles they didn't want you to see, battles they didn't want anyone to notice. They carried everything alone, thinking that protecting you meant hiding their pain. But heaven has watched them break, again and again, silently. Your soulmate's emotional breakdown did not begin on the day they heard about the false complaint. It began long before that. It began the moment they realized that someone close had turned against them. At first, they brushed it off. They told themselves, maybe I'm overthinking. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe they would never hurt me. But as the days passed, the signs grew stronger. Conversations suddenly felt strange. Smiles around them felt fake. People who once supported them started acting distant. Energies around them felt colder. Their intuition kept warning them, but they didn't want to accept it. Then came the night that changed everything. It was late, the world was asleep, and your soulmate sat alone in their room, staring at the darkness. That was the first night they truly broke down. Heaven saw it clearly, the moment their breath started shaking, the moment their eyes filled with tears they couldn't hold back anymore. They tried to swallow the pain, but the pain swallowed them instead. And that night, something deep inside them whispered your name. They thought of you not because you were the cause of their pain, but because you were the only warmth in the coldness surrounding them. They felt like the world was turning against them and the only safe place their heart knew was you. But in the same moment, fear spread inside them like wildfire. They feared dragging you into their storm. They feared letting you see their weakness. They feared burdening your heart with their battles. So they wiped their tears, forced themselves to breathe, and pretended everything was fine. But heaven knew the truth. My child, let me take you into the moment before the arrest, the moment your soulmate broke down in a way even they didn't expect. They were alone when the news came. Someone whispered that a complaint was filed, and it was serious. Their entire world stopped. Their hands froze. Their breath tightened. Their heart felt like it was collapsing. They didn't know who to call, who to trust, who to lean on. Fear rushed through their body like lightning. They didn't think, why me? They didn't think, how will I fight this? Their first thought was you. Will they think I'm guilty? Will they believe the lies? Will they look at me differently? Will they walk away from me? My child, those were the questions that drowned their heart. Even in their moment of crisis, their mind went straight to you. That is how deeply you live in their spirit. Your soulmate fears nothing more than losing your trust. And the weight of that fear pushed them into an emotional breakdown they could no longer hide. They sat on the floor, hands in their hair, tears falling uncontrollably, whispering to themselves, "I didn't do anything. Why is this happening? What will they think of me?" Their body trembled with the kind of pain only betrayal can cause. Their spirit cried in a way words could never describe. Heaven watched every moment, and the angels surrounded them with light just so they wouldn't collapse completely. My beloved child, your soulmate is not weak. They have survived storms that would destroy most people. They have walked through loneliness, heartbreak, betrayal, and confusion. But this moment, this false accusation, cut them deeper than anything before. Because it wasn't an attack on their life, it was an attack on their character. It was an attack on their truth. It was an attack on their soul. And more than anything, it was an attack that threatened their connection with you. Do you know what your soulmate whispered in their breakdown? Even if the world thinks I'm wrong, I hope they still believe me. They weren't praying for freedom. They were praying for you not to leave. This is how deeply your souls are tied. When your soulmate breaks, your heart feels heavy without knowing why. When they cry silently, your chest feels tight. When they face danger, your intuition suddenly wakes up. The bond between you is spiritual, emotional, and energetic. Even when they try to hide their pain, your soul senses every tremor inside them. There was another moment heaven wants you to know. The night before everything was supposed to unfold, your soulmate had a dream. In the dream, they saw themselves surrounded by darkness, misunderstanding, accusations, fear, but at the center of the darkness, there was one light. That light was you. You were standing there, calm, silent, but glowing with a faith that reached straight into their heart. In the dream, your soulmate walked toward your light and everything around them disappeared. When they woke up, they didn't understand the dream fully, but they felt one thing strongly: you are their safe place. You are the one their soul trusts even when they cannot trust the world. But pain makes people silent. Your soulmate didn't tell you anything. They didn't want you to worry. They didn't want to bring darkness into your life. They didn't want your heart to break because of their problems. So they held everything inside until it crushed them emotionally. They carried a weight meant for more than one person, and even though they were breaking, they still tried to protect you. My child, heaven is revealing this not to scare you, but to show you how deeply you matter. You are not just someone in their life. You are the anchor of their spirit. You are the heartbeat of their strength. You are the one whose presence keeps them standing. And this moment of crisis is not here to separate you. It is here to bring you both into a deeper connection, a deeper trust, and a deeper destiny. Your soulmate is on their knees emotionally, but they have not given up. They are holding on because of you. Their love for you is the only flame still burning inside them when everything else feels dark. And heaven is preparing something powerful. This breakdown is not the end. It is the turning point. It is the moment before divine intervention. It is the moment when truth begins to rise. It is the moment when the darkness reveals itself. It is the moment when your bond becomes unbreakable. My beloved child. As we step into deep, I want you to gently place your hand on your heart, because what I reveal now goes deeper than anything you have heard so far. This is the part where heaven begins to shift the energy, where your soulmate's fate starts moving in a new direction, where the unseen spiritual protection becomes visible, and where the forces working against your soulmate begin to collapse under the weight of divine justice. My child, you need to understand something very important. What is happening to your soulmate is not just a legal situation, not just a human misunderstanding, not just a false accusation, it is a spiritual battle. A battle against jealousy. A battle against insecurity. A battle against curses spoken in anger. A battle against energies that were sent to break them. And a battle against the darkness someone carried with the intention of harming them. But what the one who planned all this did not know was that heaven had already placed a shield around your soulmate. A shield built from your love, from their innocence, and from divine protection. Even before the charges were filed, heaven had already begun preparing the reversal. My child, there is something heaven wants you to see clearly in your spirit. When your soulmate was at their breaking point, when their tears fell, when their mind felt lost, when their heart felt abandoned, an angel stood behind them. Not just any angel. Archangel Michael himself. The shield of truth. The defender of the innocent. The warrior of justice. His sword of light touched your soulmate's back, whispering strength into them even when they thought they had none left. Do you know why Archangel Michael came? Because heaven does not allow innocence to be destroyed. Because your connection with this soulmate is divine. Because the lies being prepared against them carried the energy of evil, and Michael does not let evil win. Your soulmate may feel alone in this moment, but spiritually they are surrounded. And something powerful is beginning to happen behind the scenes, something the one who betrayed them never expected. The truth is starting to crack through the lies. The mask of the guilty is beginning to slip. The person who thought they could hide behind manipulation is starting to lose control. Their own actions are turning against them. My child, heaven has been watching the one who filed the false complaint. Their intentions were never pure. Their heart was never clean. Their actions were never innocent. They acted from obsession, jealousy, and bitterness. They wanted your soulmate punished. They wanted them humiliated. They wanted them weakened. They wanted them desperate. And secretly, they wanted your soulmate to run back to them for comfort, or to fall apart so badly that they could control the pieces. But the universe is a mirror. Whatever energy a person sends, returns. Whatever darkness they release, comes back. Whoever tries to break an innocent soul, ends up breaking themselves. Right now, the person who plotted this is panicking. Their plan is not unfolding the way they imagined. They expected your soulmate to collapse. They expected their lies to spread uncontested. They expected the authorities to believe everything. But heaven shifted something. A tiny moment. A small detail. A slight delay. A subtle twist. And that one twist changed the entire direction of this case. The first sign of divine intervention came when someone unexpected, a witness, an authority figure, a person with influence, noticed something odd. A small inconsistency. A detail that didn't make sense. A piece of the story that wasn't adding up. This person didn't say anything immediately, but their mind paused. And that pause opened the door for truth to begin rising. My beloved child, this is just the beginning. More signs are coming. More realizations are unfolding. The one who created the lie is losing control of the narrative. Their fear is growing. Their confidence is fading. They can sense that heaven is turning the situation. And they will soon start making mistakes, mistakes that will expose them. Now listen very closely. Your soulmate has reached the point where they can no longer hide their emotions. The pressure has become unbearable. The fear is too heavy. The pain is too sharp. And their heart aches with only one desire, to have you by their side. Not for sympathy. Not for protection. But because you are the only person whose energy calms their chaos. They have been replaying your memories in their mind. The way you speak. The way you listen. The way your presence makes them feel safe even without words. They imagine your voice every time their mind begins to spiral. They imagine your touch whenever the anxiety becomes too much. Your existence is the medicine their soul is craving right now. My child, heaven is preparing a moment, soon, very soon, where your soulmate will reach out to you. Maybe through a message. Maybe through a call. Maybe through a sudden emotional confession. Their heart can no longer stay silent. They need you, not as a burden but as their peace. Do you know what their heart is whispering right now? I hope they won't leave me. I hope they'll trust me. I hope they'll stand by me. I hope they know I didn't do anything. I hope they feel my truth even when the world tries to distort it. My beloved child, your soulmate is not reaching out because they are weak. They are reaching out because your energy carries the power to pull them out of this storm. And heaven is guiding them toward you, not because you are responsible for saving them, but because your love is part of their destiny. Now let me show you the spiritual truth behind all this. Everything that is happening to remove the wrong people from their life. To expose the hidden haters. To cleanse the negative energies. To break unhealthy attachments. To strengthen your soulmate's spirit. To awaken their intuition. And most importantly, to bring you and your soulmate into a bond so strong that nothing in the world can ever shake it again. This moment of chaos is actually the doorway to clarity. This moment of fear is actually the doorway to faith. This moment of attack is actually the doorway to destiny. Your soulmate does not know it yet, but they are walking toward a breakthrough. The charges that were meant to destroy them will become the reason they rise stronger. The betrayal that was meant to weaken them will become the reason they open their eyes. And the fear that was meant to separate you will become the reason your bond becomes unshakable. My child, heaven is with you. Heaven is with your soulmate. Heaven is not allowing injustice to win. The storm is beginning to break. Light is starting to push through. Truth is preparing to reveal itself. My beloved child, as this week moved closer, Heaven wanted you to know a secret that your heart was not prepared for but your soul was ready to receive. Because when someone you love is standing at the edge of a storm, when their truth is about to be tested, when the world is about to point fingers at them, only one thing holds them upright: your energy, your love, your silent strength that reaches them even when you say nothing. And that is why, today, I want to take your hand and let you see what your soulmate has never been able to say but has always felt. For days, their heart has been walking through fear as if walking through a dark corridor with no lights. And yet, my child, in that darkness, something unexpected happened. They remembered your face. Not your words, not your reactions, not your judgments, just your face. The softness of your eyes, the gentleness of your expression, the quiet glow that surrounds you when you care deeply. They remembered your warmth. And that memory became their strength. Because your soulmate knew that the days ahead would not be easy. They sensed it long before the world did. They felt the pressure tightening around them, the accusations building like clouds before rain, the fear rising like a storm they could not control. They knew something was coming, something heavy, something life-changing. And yet, every time they closed their eyes, they saw you. They felt safe. They felt protected. They felt guided. Because you are the only soul in their entire journey who brings them back to truth when everything else tries to pull them into chaos. Your soulmate has been fighting a battle silently. They have been carrying weight they never wanted you to see. They stayed quiet not because they didn't trust you, but because they didn't want to bring pain into your gentle world. They didn't want you to worry. They didn't want you to carry the burden of their mistakes, their past, or the people who tried to bring them down. They wanted to protect you from their storm, even if they had to face it alone. But now, the truth is rising. The charges against them, my child, are not born from their actions. They are born from someone else's jealousy, someone else's insecurity, someone else's hidden motive. Someone wanted to trap them. Someone wanted to stain their name. Someone wanted to see them fall. But heaven did not allow your soulmate to be destroyed. Because heaven knows what they carry in their heart. Heaven sees their intention, their sincerity, their silent prayers, their attempts to fix their life. And most importantly, heaven sees how much they love you. Your soulmate has reached a point where they cannot run anymore. They cannot hide anymore. They cannot pretend to be okay anymore. They are standing at the edge of truth, and the world is watching. But heaven is watching too. And heaven never lets a pure heart collapse under false accusations. So even though the world believes next week will bring their downfall, heaven has prepared a different ending. My child, in their deepest fear, your soulmate made a promise. Not with their words, but with their soul. They said, if I survive this, if I come out of this storm, I will not waste one more second pretending I don't love them. They promised the angels that they would choose you fearlessly. That they would come to you honestly. That they would hold your hand without shame. That they would give you the truth they always ran from. Their soul whispered your name with trembling hope. And heaven heard it. Your soulmate is tired. Not tired of life, but tired of pretending to be strong. Tired of carrying things alone. Tired of hiding emotions. Tired of acting brave in front of people who want to see them suffer. They want comfort, but they want it only from you. They want peace, but they want it only with you. They want strength, but they want it only from your presence. You are not just a part of their world, you are the only place where their heart breathes freely. And so, even in this difficult time, a transformation is happening inside them. Their fear is turning into clarity. Their confusion is turning into determination. Their silence is turning into courage. And the reason is simple: you have awakened something in them that they forgot they had. You have reminded them that love can be a shield. That connection can be a guide. That destiny is stronger than enemies and false accusations. Your soulmate is beginning to understand that the charges were not a punishment, they were a turning point designed by heaven. A push that forces them to face everything they avoided for years. A moment that exposes who is fake in their life and who is real. And in that revelation, one thing stands clear: you are real. Your love is real. Your presence is real. Your energy is real. And nothing, not even the storms of this world, can remove you from their heart. My child, there is something else heaven wants you to know. The reason you feel their emotions so strongly, the reason you get sudden anxiety, sudden heaviness, sudden sadness, sudden tiredness, is because your soul is connected to theirs. You sense their fear even before they speak it. You sense their pain even before they admit it. You sense their hope even before they discover it. You and your soulmate are bound in a divine thread that time, distance, misunderstandings, and even legal threats cannot break. This connection is why heaven will not allow injustice to win. Your soulmate will not be destroyed. They will not be trapped. They will not be abandoned. They will not lose their life because of lies. Instead, something powerful is about to happen. The same people who wanted to harm them will be exposed. The same people who created the trap will fall into it themselves. The same people who wanted your soulmate to face humiliation will face their own darkness revealed in front of everyone. Justice is coming. Truth is rising. Protection is standing strong. And when the storm passes, your soulmate will come to you, not broken, but awakened. Not ashamed, but honest. Not afraid, but ready. Ready to tell you everything they never said. Ready to confess love they once hid. Ready to look you in the eyes and say, I need you. I choose you. I want you. Because the storm did not come to separate you. It came to remove their distractions. To strip away the masks around them. To reveal who truly belongs in their destiny, and that person is you. Your soulmate will remember this season for the rest of their life. Not as a time of fear, but as the moment heaven redirected their fate. As the moment they realized who stood with them spiritually. As the moment they learned that love is not just a feeling, it is courage, faith, loyalty, and alignment. And you were the only soul who loved them without conditions. My beloved child, heaven asks you to stay calm. Do not fear. Do not imagine worst outcomes. Your soulmate is not walking into destruction, they are walking into cleansing. They are stepping through a fire that will burn their past but protect their future. And their future has your name written on it. Soon, you will feel a shift. A sudden relief. A sudden peace. A sudden knowing that the storm has turned. That the truth is finally winning. That angels have taken control. And that the next chapter of your connection is opening. Your soulmate will return to you transformed. Closer. Clearer. Stronger. More loving. And more committed than ever before. And when they look at you after everything is over, they will realize that you were their miracle all along. My beloved child, now that every truth has been revealed, heaven wants to place a gentle light over your heart. You have walked through this entire journey with courage, even when fear whispered in your ears. You stood firm even when uncertainty tried to shake you. And now, as this final chapter opens, heaven wants to tell you something soft, something warm, something deeply divine. Your soulmate is safe. Their destiny is protected. The storms that rose against them were never meant to destroy them, they were meant to cleanse their path of people who never belonged in their life. The charges that threatened to break them have now become the very force that is leading them toward clarity. Your soulmate has seen the true colors of people around them. And through it all, one truth shined the brightest, you. Because even in your silence, your soul was holding them. Even in your distance, your energy was protecting them. Even in your quiet prayers, heaven heard your love. Your connection became their shield. Your faith became their anchor. Your tears became a silent message to the angels that said, "Please protect them." And heaven did. Now your soulmate understands something they never understood before. They now see that love is not just liking someone, talking to them, or spending time with them. True love is feeling someone's heartbeat from far away. True love is sensing their pain without a single word. True love is standing with their soul even when the world stands against their name. True love is choosing them, not because life is easy, but because destiny is undeniable. And that is what you did for them. Your soulmate is carrying a new level of respect for you. Something deeper. Something purer. Something unshakable. Because when they were at their lowest, the world didn't think of them, but you did. Your soul reached them in ways you don't even realize. You sent them light when they were drowning in their thoughts. You sent them hope when their nights were sleepless. You sent them strength when their hands trembled with fear. You did not abandon them, even when you didn't know the full truth. Your soul stood beside theirs like a guardian. And now heaven whispers to you, your patience is about to bloom into blessings. Your soulmate will come toward you with more honesty than ever before. With a heart that is no longer confused or afraid. With eyes that finally understand your worth. With hands that are ready to hold yours without hesitation. They will speak with softness. They will express things they once hid. They will share the truth of their emotions, their fears, their past, and their hopes. They will open themselves to you not because they feel pressured, but because they finally feel safe. This storm has changed them forever. They no longer want temporary people. They no longer want shallow relationships. They no longer want to hide their love. They are ready for depth, commitment, peace, and truth. And all of that leads them back to you. My child, heaven wants you to prepare your heart, not with fear, but with faith. Something beautiful is approaching. A message. A call. A confession. A moment that will shift everything. You will feel it before it even happens. A sudden calmness. A silent glow inside your chest. An inner voice that quietly says, "They are coming." The angels have cleared the path. Destiny has opened the next chapter. Your soulmate is walking toward you, not with chains of fear, but with wings of realization. They know now who has always belonged with them. They know now who their soul trusts completely. They know now who their heart beats for. Their love for you is no longer hidden. It is awakening fully. My beloved child, breathe peacefully now. The worst is behind them. The storm has passed. Justice has been served. And destiny is aligning. You are about to witness a divine shift, one that brings your soulmate closer than ever before. Heaven blesses your heart. Heaven blesses your connection. Heaven blesses your future together. A new beginning is now unfolding for both of you.